Sweden has once again become an international joke. Dude, this happens every week at least. So let's get into this then. Do you remember the video from a few days ago in which I completely destroyed the Swedish government for not being the feminist government they pride themselves so much upon being? Well, they've done it again. The government that so proudly calls itself the first feminist government in the world has now officially destroyed their own reputation. I mean, as if they ever had any. By visiting Iran and making their female ministers wear a hijab. Just look at this picture that is making the entire Western world laugh at us. By the way, before we continue with this video, I just want to apologize for looking like a wreck today. I think I stayed up a bit too late yesterday. Sorry about that. But anyways, why is this a problem? Well, the hijab, it's forced upon women in Iran. They have no choice but to wear it. And this is sexism by definition because this law only applies to women. But why does this matter? Well, brace yourself for this one, okay? One of the ministers who decided to wear the hijab was the Swedish trade minister. And guess what? She's the same person that oversees the feminist foreign policy. Sweden prides itself upon being a country with a feminist foreign policy. And this is how they do it? I mean, the person that's practically in charge of the feminist foreign policy should not be doing this. This is completely insane and is just ultimately promoting oppression against women. The Swedish government has now officially gone full retard, or Swedetard, and is no longer against female oppression in Islamic countries. I mean, look at how Iran used to look before the Islamic Revolution, and just look at it now. A country completely destroyed, and this is how a self-proclaimed feminist government reacts? Unbelievable. Completely fucking unbelievable. Also, yes, to clear things up, the hijab is mandatory for women in Iran. In case you for some reason decided to believe that it empowers women, because it doesn't, it's just forced upon them. Actually, even the freaking United Nations picked up on this on UN Watch. They call it the walk of shame, which is probably the most politically correct way to put it. I'd suggest complete fucking hypocrisy that is hurting women directly caused by complete morons. That seems more fitting, does it? But okay, let's read this. In a statement that has gone viral on Twitter and Facebook, UN Watch, a non-governmental human rights NGO in Geneva, expressed disappointment that Sweden's self-declared first feminist government in the world sacrificed its principles and betrayed the rights of Iranian women, as Trade Minister Ann Linde and other female members walked before Iranian President Rouhani on Saturday wearing hijabs, chaders and long coats, in deference to Iran's oppressive and unjust modesty laws, which make the hijab compulsory. Despite Stockholm's promise to promote a gender equality perspective internationally and to adopt a feminist foreign policy in which equality between women and men is a fundamental aim. What a complete joke. Like, this just kind of proves how the government is such a big joke. Or basically the entire left, because the left is in charge of it now. But if they're going to call themselves feminists, why not just be feminists, I guess? And don't give in to things like this. I mean, this is completely insane. In doing so, Sweden's female leaders ignored the recent appeal by Iranian women's rights activist Masih Alinejad, who urged European female politicians to stand for their own dignity and to refuse to kowtow to the compulsory hijab while visiting Iran. I mean, it's just insane how they would give in to this. I don't even think they really care either. I mean, the reason why they call themselves a feminist government is just for brownie points, I guess. Like social points, like just so they can brag about it, because they don't seem to care about women at all, especially not in other countries. European female politicians are hypocrites, says Alinejad. They stand with French Muslim women and condemn the burkini ban because they think compulsion is bad, but when it happens to Iran, they just care about money. And this is so true. That's probably why countries still do business with Saudi Arabia. It's all about money. Not even a feminist government cares about women in these countries. It's unbelievable. Trade Minister Linde, who signed multiple agreements with Iranian minister while wearing a veil, sees no conflict between her government human rights policy and signing trade deals with an oppressive dictatorship that tortures prisoners, persecutes gays, and is a leading executioner of minors. If you happen to actually know Sweden, then you wouldn't be surprised by this. I mean, we've constantly for the past 10 years been surprised by how the stupidity of Sweden in general. But this is just going beyond belief. It's unbelievable, to be honest, that we even got the UN's attention. That means that we're doing something wrong, I think. And that's really all the most important things from that article. No, wait, we've got a few more things to cover here. According to the same article, the scene in Tehran on Saturday was also a sharp contrast to Deputy Prime Minister Isabella Lövin's feminist stance against US President Donald Trump in a viral tweet and then in a Guardian op-ed last week, in which she wrote that the world needs strong leadership for women's rights. And she's basically referring to this picture, which went viral at first, but when the thing with hijabs actually got out, the picture was used against them instead. So we're officially some of the biggest hypocrites in the West now. Yeah, that's yet another thing for Sweden to be proud of. But back to me again. Just one incredibly important detail that most people fail to mention here, I believe. The hijab, it's mandatory in Iran, it's a law. But The Swedish government didn't have to visit Iran. They could have just done business in Stockholm or Germany or any other place, not freaking Iran. But I mean, again, I can't stress this enough. A feminist fucking government that bows to Islamic law by actively supporting actual real sexism is completely mental to me. While idiot feminists in the Western world complain about transgender bathrooms or white male privilege, this is what's happening to women in the third world. How can so many people possibly be this deranged? How do they not see their own hypocrisy? This entire situation is quite literally beyond belief. You just can't make this stuff up. But it continues. So guess how the minister who's responsible for the feminist foreign policy responded to this criticism? Well, as you'd expect from a typical leftist, hypocritical, blind politician. She actually, for fucking real, I'm not making this up, she actually called the criticism xenophobic and stupid, which is just completely idiotic and beyond belief. This is just pure madness, or as we've started to call it recently, pure Sweden. I mean, it's obvious even to the left party in Sweden that if you're going to call yourself a feminist, then you should combat oppression in the entire world, not just against white Swedish men. And should I add, you complete moron. But back to how the minister defended the visit. She's actually for fucking real, saying that xenophobia and stupidity is behind the debate. With this, she's actively, for real, as I've said now, promoting oppression against women, and also being a hypocritical idiot. She's also saying how she's been enduring waves of racism, and it just goes on, but it doesn't really matter what else. She's basically just crying. I think she's fully aware of the fact that she's done a mistake, she just doesn't want to admit to it. But yeah, that's really everything I wanted to say here. Thanks so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like if you liked it, maybe share it on social media and stuff to actually bring more attention to the hypocrisy. And yeah, thanks for watching this video, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.